In this video I undertake my only engine maintenance flight of this lockdown, and once again we're visited by the deer. My name is Tim Palmer. I fly a Jodel DR1050 out of this farm strip in East Anglia. This is my 300th weekly flying video. And I'd just like to say a very big thank you to all those people who left comments of support and encouragement after last week's vlog. It is very appreciated, and well, let's get on with this week's. As per usual, John and I had planned to be there together just in case something went wrong. But what we didn't know was that Roy would be checking his Lycoming powered Oster at the same time. The RV4 was a bit reluctant to start. I carefully taxied to the windsock, which is our designated run-up area. I cut it out of the edit, but I did a very long and careful set of power checks here.
Are you there?
Yep.
I'm gonna go, alright? And then you'll catch me up, or are you doing your own thing?
I'll catch you up.
We had walked the runway, which was still quite wet in places, and I picked my way around the rabbit holes.
Okay. I'm gonna go back. I'm going to go up too far. I'm going to go from here.
I turned on the relatively dry middle section of the top part of the runway, but kept power on for a rolling start.
Oh, wasn't too bad off a shortish run. I want to bring that back a little bit.
I was aware of a fairly high exhaust gas temperature reading.
I'm not actually going to do this as much of a filming shot because, well, it's a glary day. And also it's an engine run. So the main thing is I just want to get up to temperature. Oh wow, that was close. Don't suppose the camera will pick it up, but maybe.
None of the cameras did capture it, but we had a near miss with a buzzard.
I'm not asking it to do very much. Not asking it to work hard. I got 70 on the clock. And going up at 500 feet a minute.
Still monitoring everything very carefully, I began to put in some gentle turns to get the feel of the old lady again. She is nearly 60.
Traffic, Golf Victor Romeo is joining on the straightening approach for runway 07.
I had told Dad that if I flew, that I'd fly over the house. At 90, this last lockdown has been very hard for him. The weather's not been good, he hasn't been able to get out into the garden, but he had said that his plan was to plant some potatoes if he got the chance today.
Coming in on your left-hand side.
This gave me a bit of time to swivel camera 3 round into position. I did knock camera 4, but it hadn't been working anyway.
Hello?
John and the RV4 can fly past me as if I'm standing still most of the time. I did follow him round, but he very soon became a speck in the distance.
I think I'll give everything a rest. Turning side one off. Oh, this one's gone to sleep. That one off. That one off. That one off.
I did keep the cruise climb going as I turned to return to Neyland. I wanted to fully heat up the engine and check everything was okay. Oil temperature had risen to 85, pressure was at 42 pounds per square inch, cylinder head temperature was okay, and although the exhaust gas temperature was high, it was within limits. There was time to just sit there and appreciate being back into the air. The air was still and the clouds were beautiful.
In traffic, Golf Bravo Whiskey Mike X-ray, departing to the north, climbing to 2000 on 1042, 10 in farm. 10 in farm, 10 in farm, this is Golf Bravo Lima Hotel Whiskey, inbound to your overhead at 2,500 feet on 1040, approaching from the south at 5 miles to run. Roger, Golf Mike X-ray, copy.
The radio was surprisingly busy.
That's the firm and I'm departing to the north and I'm currently 1040. Copy that, Hotel Whiskey. Running downwind, right down 18.
Bearing in mind a time restriction for these flights and happy with the engine performance, it was time to go back.
Well, I can see Stowe Neyland Church, so I'm going to just fly. Well, I can see Neyland, but I'm going to aim for Stowe Neyland Church. Went up to just over 4,000. Descending now. 3,000. I don't know whether that shot is going to work or not. We shall see. Neyland traffic over the Yankee Echo Hotel is in the overhead Neyland traffic.
Little Toton traffic, November 967 Lima Victor overhead 2000 feet, will be joining left downwind for 25, this is for Little Toton.
Landing checks, brakes off, undercarriage fixed, mixture rich, fuel on front tank, fuel pump on, air brake down when we need it, curb heat when we need it, harness and hatches secure.
November 967 Lima Victor will be joining left downwind 425 Little Toto.
Okay, bring her back into the white arc.
Little Toto, November 7 Lima Victor, left downwind 425 Little Toto.
As well as focusing on trying to get the landing right, I was aware of the fact that there were at least 5, maybe 6 deer on the right hand side of the runway.
I wanted to try and mind those mole hills, which I did. Bit of a pain.
From the shutdown checklist, brakes on, RPM 1000 for a couple of minutes, avionics off, magnetos check, mixture slow lean, magnetos off, key out, fuel off, master off.
Salem traffic, Golf Alpha November, India Echo, overhead, Salem traffic. Got your visual.
I went to the top of the hill to film the landings and the deer just didn't take any notice at all.
Once I got it started, I think the trouble is when it's cold and an injector,
Yeah.
then it's quite easy to flood.
Right.
But then it gets sort of I don't know.
Well, I gave the overhead call when I saw you heading off towards yours.
Right. Yeah.
Just so you knew where I was.
Okay.
Because when you went over Harwich,
Yeah.
I ended up going up to have a look at the clouds.
Oh, right.
So I went and did, not cloud surfing, because these days we're not allowed to do it, but
no,
yeah.
I was pretty much sort of.
Who needs to go to a gym when you've got aircraft to move around? If you got this far, well done. Thank you very much for staying with me. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Give it a tick and please leave me a comment.